All right, hope everyone's having a happy new year. I don't know how many of you have fallen off the bandwagon of your New Year's resolutions. I've been doing pretty good though, and if you want to know what they are, you got to come check me out. Anyway, just kidding. Check out my site. You don't have to check me out. But I just wanted to take a look at Apple because this is definitely the stock of the day. Different things drive the market at different times. Sometimes it could be a sector, sometimes it could be a stock. Apple is the biggest market cap of any stock in the market, so it's very important. Now, I want you to notice something here. One of the things we really focus on is how some price levels are more important than others. And I say that so much, but I got to just keep saying it over and over because that's really the reality. Trading doesn't have to be that complicated. If you just pay attention to these simple principles of levels, trends, momentum, you're going to be 90% ahead of where everyone else you know is. So let's take a look at this. So this was a support level, 129.50 for Apple. And it found support there for a few days, and then it got below it. And notice how over the last 4 days, or 3 days before today, it tried to get back above it, but it just couldn't. So today, this is what we call failing. It failed at resistance. Does this have to do with any news? I don't know. As a trader, I know about that. They told their suppliers to cut back and so forth. But I think as traders, we're better off just paying attention to the market as opposed to the news. Because the market doesn't give false signals, and the news does a lot of times. But anyway, a lot of times the level that was support can turn into resistance because people who bought it get buyer's remorse after the price goes lower. And they tell themselves, gee, I want to sell, but I don't want to lose money. So I'm going to place my sell order at the same level I bought at. Now, if after a few days this resistance doesn't break, meaning that the market doesn't trade above it, well, the sellers start looking around thinking, boy, there's a lot of sellers around. If I want to sell my stock, I better reduce my price. And then it becomes a cascade or a snowball effect. Other sellers think they got to reduce their prices and so forth and so on. And that's why when we get to a resistance level and we fail, there tends to be fast moves lower. And that's what happened. Now, what do I think? Well, I think Apple will ultimately go lower, but I think if it gets down to around this 123 level, there's going to be a tradable bounce. So get ready for that. And this is a good example of what we call market memory. This goes back to, sometimes these important levels can be intact for years. So this goes back to, this is, I guess, April and May of 21. And there was resistance. It became support. And now there's a good chance there's going to be support there. So, and we're also oversold. Oversold means that a stock is trading below what would be its typical or historical trading range. And this is important. Most stocks spend most of their time trading within their typical or average range, hence the term typical or average. Now, if something gets below that, or above it, but in this case below that, we call it oversold. If it gets above it, we call it overbought. This is important because these conditions attract traders into the market. They think, oh, gee, there's going to be a reversion to there's a chance there's going to be a reversion to the mean. Most trading systems that I've come across are based on either a reversion to the mean or a breakout. So even if you're a fundamental investor, you're looking for a reversion to the mean because fundamental investors look in a sector and they say, oh, this company is undervalued compared to the rest of the sector. If it reverts to the mean, it will go higher. So as traders, we do the same thing, but we just look at different things and we do in a faster time frame. So anyway, oversold stocks that get to support tend to rebound. So let's just keep an eye on Apple over the next few days. This is the 123 level. All right, so this is going to tell us a lot about what happens in the market. I think whatever happens in Apple over the next few days is a good chance it's going to determine what happens in the market over the next few weeks. Okay, everybody, thank you, and I will see you soon.